Good morning, everybody. We'll call to order our August 13th, 2019 regular meeting of the Board of Mason County Commissioners. We begin with our Pledge of Allegiance. Rick, if you wouldn't mind leading us.
Pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Moving on to item number 3, if the clerk would please take roll.
Commissioner District 1, Randy Netherland.
I am here.
Commissioner District 2, Kevin Schutte.
Here.
Commissioner District 3, Sharon Trask.
I'm here.
Very good, thank you. Moving on to item number 4, correspondence and organizational business. Item 4.1, if the clerk would please report the correspondence.
Port of Greatview sent a letter concerning Mason Lake. Steve Gilmore from Republic Services sent in a letter regarding the improvement of transfer station safety flow control. Washington State Liquor and Cannabis Board sent a liquor license application for Harstein Island Women's Club at 3371 East Harstein Island Road North. And an anonymous letter was received regarding state sales tax.
Okay, very good, thank you. Moving on to item number 4.2, news release on Overdose Awareness Month.
Commissioners.
Good morning.
On July 23rd, 2019, the Mason County Board of Health declared the month of August as Overdose Awareness Month in Mason County. August 31st, 2019 is recognized around the world as the International Overdose Awareness Day. The aim of International Overdose Awareness Day is to raise awareness, reduce the stigma of drug-related deaths, remember those who have died or suffered permanent injury because of drug overdose, and encourage discussion about overdose prevention and drug policy. Nationally, overdose is now the leading cause of accidental death in the United States and the 5th leading cause of death overall. No community is immune to drug overdose, including Mason County. To help raise awareness and fight the stigma surrounding overdose, community members can attend our Overdose Awareness Walk and Resource Fair in Belfair on Wednesday, August 28th, and in Shelton on Thursday, August 29th, both starting at 4 p.m. We call upon the people of Mason County to observe this month by helping our families, friends, neighbors, co-workers, and leaders better understand overdose, how it affects our community, and how it may be prevented. For more information or questions about Overdose Awareness Month, please call our office at 427-9670 extension 400 or visit healthymasoncounty.com or follow us on Facebook and Twitter. Thank you.
Very good, thank you. Moving on to item number 5, this is our open forum for citizen input. It's an opportunity for members of the public to address the commission on items not on the agenda. If you have public comments to make, raise your hand. The chair will recognize you. Come forward to the podium, state your name, where you live, and then make your comments. We try to observe about 3 minutes per person and a 15-minute total time limit on the public comment. But if you'd like to make a comment, now's the time. Go ahead. We'll just take it right in a row.
Yeah.
Good morning, County Commissioners and my fellow citizens. My name is Michael Siptros. I live at Trails End Lake, and I have with me signatures of approximately 60-plus residents of Mason County who are concerned about the county using sprays which are toxic.
Thank you.
We, Mason County, Washington, the USA, Earth, are in a global climate crisis. Record heat, fires, floods, starvation, migration, poverty, desperation. Unless we act boldly, our Earth will pass a point within 10 years where carbon parts per million will reach a point of no return. Vast areas of our world will become unable to support life. This does not need to happen. We can change things and help heal our Earth. We need political will. Listen to our Native American elders like Chief Sealth. Whatever befalls the creatures of our Earth befalls us. Trees are dying. Salmon populations destroyed. Orcas are starving and dying. Rachel Carson in Silent Spring warned us about DDT's terrible effects. After struggle, DDT was banned, but we still use spray, and we have other uses of glyphosate, and chlorpyrifos, ruining our environment. They must be banned. Acidification and sea level rise already threaten tribes, Mason County, Washington, the world. Carbon parts per million are now around 415. A stable 350 or less is needed. We must invest in clean, green, renewable energy, plant millions of trees, take down the 4 lower Snake River dams so salmon and orcas can thrive. All of our public-private partnership buildings should have solar and be made to conserve, reuse water. We must have green, clean transportation, including school buses. Through the new Green Deal, we will create jobs, affordable housing, and challenge the climate crisis. Students have been going on strike worldwide for climate action and will again September 20th through the 27th. We must support them. Youth empowerment is critical. Students are also suing the federal government for failure to stop the climate crisis. I call on you to enact legislation to address our climate crisis, to organize a climate crisis summit with tribes, youth, citizens, all levels of government working together to come up with solutions, to declare the climate crisis a public health emergency and use every resource to help us survive it. Thank you.
Thank you. Any other public comment?
Good morning, I'm Karen Metzinger. I've lived in Mason County, North Mason for about 30 years, and I'm also a member of 350 West Sound. I'm here today to ask you to ban or severely restrict the use of glyphosate and other toxic chemicals on the properties that are owned and managed by the county. Its environmental impact is of great concern to me. It is designed to be toxic to plants, but it is actually indiscriminate, poisoning the soil and water and the critters and vegetation that live in and on them. With spraying of this chemical, drifting beyond its intended target is also a serious issue. The cumulative effects, such as of these chemicals, are very concerning. Please consider banning these toxic chemicals. Thank you.
Thank you. Any other public comment?
Hello, I'm Carol Hepburn. I live at 970 Southeast Cook Plant Farm Road. I also would like to make a brief statement about the herbicides that we're using, glyphosate and the horrible name chlorpyrifos, which is actually stronger than glyphosate. So I've been really lucky in my life, 69 years, to have little poor health. However, in 2006, I became dangerously ill, and the cause was poisoning from Monsanto's Roundup with glyphosate, a product that is heavily used in America's food supply. I've learned a great deal about this poison and how harmful it can be to humans and living creatures. My question to this community is, why are we spraying the areas around sidewalks, pathways that are used by our children, joggers, and people walking their pets? Why are we spraying in parks and around community gardens? The sides of roads are so heavily sprayed that I'm concerned for bike riders. I asked a person I know who's an insider with the county crews, what are they spraying on the sides of roads? And he said, you don't even want to know. So I believe it might be stronger than Roundup. I have seen landscape teams trim and mow a 2-acre area within a short time. I wonder why we couldn't create more jobs for our community and return to the time when we did not feel the need to poison our earth. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Any other public comment? Any other public comment? Okay, hearing none, we'll move on to item number 6, adoption of today's agenda.
Mr. Chair, I move that we adopt the agenda for August 13th, 2019.
I'll second.
It's been moved and seconded to adopt the agenda for August 13th as presented. Any additional discussion? Hearing none, I'll call for the vote. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? And the motion carries. Moving on to item number 7, approval of minutes. We have minutes from August 5th, 2019 briefing and July 16th, August 6th, 2019 regular meeting minutes.
Mr. Chairman, I move for approval of the minutes of August 5th, 2019 briefing minutes, July 16th and August 6th, 2019 regular meeting minutes as presented.
I'll second.
It's been moved and seconded to approve the August 5th, 2019 briefing minutes and July 16th and August 6th, 2019 regular meeting minutes. Any additional discussion? Hearing none, I'll call for the vote. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, and the motion carries. Moving on to item number 8, this is approval of today's action agenda. Commissioners will read through the items on today's action agenda, at which time a member of the public or a commissioner may ask to have an item removed for a separate discussion and vote. We've also, just for reference, we've removed item 8.1 for further consideration by the county's audit committee, so we'll be skipping over 8.1 today. Commissioner Trask, if you'd please read 8.2 through 8.4. Commissioner Netherland, 8.5 through 8.8, and I'll read 8.9 through 8.12.
Okay. Item 8.2, approval of the overtime contract between the MCSO and Lake Trask Timber Trails Association for security work during the Labor Day weekend. Item 8.3, approval of contract amendments between Mason County Community Services and the following subcontractors: Crossroads Housing, contract CH 2019-2021.4, Community Lifeline contract number CL 2019-2021.3, Community Action Council contract number CAC 2019-2021.1, North Mason Resources contract NMR 2019 through dash 2021.1, Shelton Family Center contract SFC 2019-2021.1, Turning Point contract TPSA 2019-2021.1. Item 8.4, approval to adopt a resolution of intent and ordinance authorizing a sales and use tax for affordable housing under House Bill 1406.
Mr. Chairman, item number 8.5 reads approval of the ordinance creating Mason County Lake Management District number 3 for Spencer Lake and set a public hearing on Tuesday, September 17th, 2019 at 9:15 a.m. to hear objections to the roll of rates and charges. Item number 8.6, approval of warrants and treasurer's electronic remittance. Claims Clearing Fund, warrants number 8066063 through 8066335, the amount $563,144.13. Salary Clearing Fund, no warrants numbers on there. And then finally, treasurer's electronic remittance, July 19th, $1,230,885.31. Item number 8.7, approval of the amendment to contract number K229-32 between Mason County Public Health and Cascade Action Alliance to maintain an opioid mobile outreach pilot program. This amendment provides an increase of $103,040 for 2019 and 2020. Item number 8.8, approval of agreement number SWMLSWFA 2019-MACOPH-00070 between Washington State Department of Ecology and Mason County to enforce solid waste codes and monitor solid waste facilities for compliance.
Item 8.9, approval to set a hearing on Tuesday, August 27, 2019 at 6:15 p.m. to sell the following parcels: 32021-56, 01013 160 East Panorama Drive, and 32021-56 01019 240 East Panorama Drive. Item 8.10, approval to transfer $47,000 from salary expense to operating expense within the assessor's office. Item 8.11, approval of the contract with KMB Architects for architectural and engineering services for the Mason County, Grays Harbor County Criminal Justice Study Project. And item 8.12, approval to have the board execute the resolution for County Road Project CRP 2025 Mason County Overlay Project on East Johns Prairie Road, and authorize the chair to sign all pertinent documents, and approval to allow Public Works to advertise set bid opening date, time, and award contract. Contract award will be announced during a regular meeting of the board. Commissioners, having read through the items on this morning's action agenda, are there any items you'd like to have removed for a separate discussion or vote? Okay. Hearing none, any members of the public have items that they would like removed for a separate discussion and vote? Okay, hearing none, I would entertain a motion.
Mr. Chairman, I move for approval of the action agenda as presented, with a reminder that item number 8.1 was removed before the proceedings to be looked at and brought back at a future time.
I'll second.
It's been moved and seconded to approve the items on the action agenda with the exception of item 8.1, which was removed for additional consideration. Any additional discussion? I would just like to call out item 8.4, the approval to adopt a resolution of intent and ordinance authorizing a sales and use tax for affordable housing under House Bill 1406. Just for folks that are here and maybe watching, this is not a new tax that the county is imposing. I think that's an important note. This is a opportunity for the county to hold on to a portion of the state sales tax to be used specifically for affordable housing. And so this was an important piece of legislation that the legislature passed this past session that gives local communities an opportunity to hold on to sales tax dollars that are generated in their community to be used for the very important purposes of affordable housing. And so through this, we will be able to begin retaining that portion of it in the coming months. And it gives us an opportunity to work hand in hand with the city of Shelton on critical affordable housing projects in the community. So grateful for staff bringing that forward. And of course, thanks to the legislature for allowing us to hold on to our local tax dollars. Commissioner?
And another comment on 8.10, special thank you to the assessor's office. You'll see that they were transferring money from salary to operating. What they've done is they found a way to save some money. Now they're investing in some software and different types of other equipment stuff that'll help to benefit our whole assessor's office by being able to handle things online and save us a lot of money in the long run. And I want to give a special thank you. Whenever we can save that kind of money and do it within budget, it's a good thing. Because again, we're changing the budget we have now. They're taking that 47 and keeping it and just investing it better. So thank you.
Just to tag on to that, I think Commissioner Netherland was really spot on. One of the things that happens when you come into office, no matter what office you're running for, there's going to be a time in your elected term where you inherit a budget that was passed before you came into office. And so I have to give credit to the assessor and staff for really evaluating the budget that they walked into and finding efficiencies and opportunities to improve services for the public. So I appreciate Commissioner Netherland calling that out. I think it's important. Any other discussion? Hearing none, I'll call for the vote. All in favor say aye. Aye. All opposed? And the motion carries. Moving on to item number 9, other business. Any department heads or electeds that would like to address the commission? Okay, seeing none, we'll move on to item 10.1. We have a public hearing this morning to consider the sale of parcels 32021-56-02003 and 32021-56-02004 located on East Panorama Drive to Maureen Barta in the amount of $11,000, and ask staff to come forward and brief.
Thank you, Commissioners. As you mentioned, this is a public hearing to consider the sale of parcels number 32021-56-02003 and 32021-56-02004. Both parcels are considered tax title. An attempt was made to sell those parcels in the 2018 tax title auction with no interested parties or bidders. Per RCW 3635.1501D, either of these parcels can be sold by direct negotiation within 12 months of the attempted auction. So the request is a recommended approval to sell these parcels.
Okay, very good. Any questions from the commission? Okay, hearing none. Any questions for staff from the public? Okay, hearing none, we'll move into public comment. Again, if you'd like to make public comment on item 10.1, raise your hand. The chair will recognize you. Come forward and make your comments. Any public comment on item 10.1? Okay, seeing none, we will move into commissioner deliberation or motion.
Mr. Chair, I move that we approve to sell parcels 32021-56-02003 and 32021-56-02004 02004 on East Panorama Drive to Maureen Barta in the amount of $11,000.
Mr. Chairman, I will second.
Been moved and seconded to approve the sale of parcels 32021-56-02003 and 32021-56-02004 on East Panorama Drive to Maureen Barta in the amount of $11,000. Any additional discussion? Just thanks to staff on these. We've been moving through a lot of different sales of parcels over the past couple of meetings, and Melissa does a great job of keeping everything organized for us and moving these properties back onto the tax rolls. So that's a benefit to the community there. So thanks to staff for all the work on these. If there's no other discussion, I'll call for the vote. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, and the motion carries. Moving on to item number 11, our board reports and calendar. We'll begin with Commissioner Trask, Commissioner Etherlin, and then I'll finish up.
All right. Thank you. We attended the Taste of Hood Canal and helped in a booth and had a lot of fun frying up some oysters, and they were very tasty. I think they were well received. This week I'm doing the back to school jamboree, helping out. I'm a counselor. I'm working with 3rd and 4th graders. It's a great experience. I recommend anyone that wants to spend some time with our future leaders to get involved and help out with things like this. Also this afternoon we're going to tour Building 10. Then on Wednesday I have the Shelton Dementia Study Group. Evenings, of course, the Back to School Jamboree. Friday will be the Mason General Hospital Luncheon. And I also have a Turning Point board meeting. And then there's Backpacks for Kids. The Armstrong Racing is putting together a group. It'll be at the Skyline Drive-In, so if you're interested, please go out there. It starts at 4 o'clock. And then back here for Monday for the county briefings.
All right, met with some constituents in regards to some land issues. Then I also met with the attorney for the ARC. Then I attended a deposition and participated in that a few days later. We lost Sharon McKenzie, and I attended her celebration of life. We also lost Wayne Foster and attended his celebration of life. The sad part was they were both on the same day. 2 funerals of 2 important people in our community the same day is more than a guy can handle sometimes. It's a great loss to our community, some of these incredible people that they're here one moment and then they're not. I also attended our briefing. We were both at the Taste of Hood Canal. We did bump into each other and said hi for a brief second, but no business was handled or done, and everybody was around us so they could hear it all. But just like, you know, we were in the same place at the same time, and I'm sure that nobody would confuse us for each other, so there's no Superman jokes there. I have a meeting with some folks that are trying to create a ADA compliant group. We are all getting together to meet with KMD to go over the new facility, district court, and some of the other things we're bringing into that building. For Building 10, I think we're calling it now. I have a meeting of the Olympic Regional Clean Air Authority, ORCA, a meeting of the Audit Committee, a meeting with WashDOT this week to go over the benefits and the possibilities of bringing forward a 4-way or a roundabout on Highway 300 and Old Belfair Highway in Belfair. I'm also going with them, and we're going out to Johns Prairie to look at whatever options may possibly be. For years we've been trying to find one, but they've got a new guy that is completely different, a young guy that is thinking outside the box, and he's willing to come out and look at all the different options and tell us if there's anything that maybe we can partner on. It should be incredible if we can have a change on that road for our constituents. I will be at the EDC's annual Mason General Foundation fundraiser as well, and that brings us back to briefing, and then we start it all over again.
Very good, thank you, commissioners. A couple quick items from last week. Had a chance to sit down and chat with our new superintendent, Nikki Cannon at Canal School. She comes to us from Yakima and is really excited to hit the ground running this school year. Had a chance to catch up on a number of things, including their partnership with the county's sheriff's office on school resource officers, which is an item we discussed yesterday in briefing. that we'll be taking action on here in the coming weeks. I think that's really an important thing as folks get ready to send their kids back off to school. We had a lot of success, as Commissioner Netherland could probably attest to, at the North Mason schools with their school resource officer, and so happy to bring this partnership forward with Hood Canal School and Pioneer School as well. Also had a chance to sit down with residents in the Skokomish Valley to get an update on the Army Corps of Engineers project that would help restore salmon habitat in the Skokomish Valley, as well as provide flood relief for residents out there as we head into the fall months. The folks that are out there are already preparing for another rainy season, and there's a lot of work that goes into that. But we're excited about the project and the opportunities in front of us that were funded by the federal government. Have a little bit more money to go get from the legislature here next session on that, on the salmon habitat piece, but we're confident that our legislators will work with us and help get us over the hump on that. Going forward this week, have MACECOM board meeting, Hood Canal Coordinating Council meeting. Then I also have a meeting with the Northwest Hearth Patio and Barbecue Association for some work that I do on the State Building Code Council, and then next week we'll be doing the canvassing board in order to certify last week's elections.
Are they feeding you barbecue?
You know what, I didn't, it's a phone call, so no, unfortunately, but maybe I'll have them come in for a demonstration.
I'd like to point out, as you mentioned, North Mason School District, your front row is filled with employees, past, present, and continue to volunteer and work with them for the North Mason School District. Welcome, guys.
I just have an additional petition that was just turned into me with apologies for the coffee spill.
No problem, we can grab that from you after the meeting. Yeah, perfect, and get it added to the record. Okay, if there's no other business to come before us, I'd entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
I'll second.
We're adjourned. Have a good afternoon, everybody. Well, morning.